Welcome. I'm the WordNerd and this is Counting the Cost Ministries. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to jump into Proverbs. So I don't know if you want to call it a mapping Monday because I'm not going to upload it on Monday probably. But it does have some verse mapping in it and it is a teaching. We're just going to go with it. So I guess this will just be a new series on my channel. So we're jumping into Proverbs, which is the book of wisdom. So we're going to just go into the introduction, which is chapter 1, verses 1 through 6. And Solomon gives the introduction. So we're going to just read it really quickly. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to receive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, judgment, and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young men knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and will increase in learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. So we're just going to jump into it. So I did verse map it, but I'm not going to go through all of the definitions. You can see it on the screen, and I'll go up and down, or down to, so you can see the other definitions. But, most of my verse mapping is just to hopefully encourage you to do your own verse mapping. But I know that when you're first starting out, it can be a lot. So let's just get into this. A proverb is a short, well-known saying containing truth or good advice, sometimes utilizing figures of speech. One that is used now is practice makes perfect. We know if you keep practicing, you will get better. So when someone says this, they're telling you don't give up and keep going. You will get better. And I definitely believe that you can perfect your craft, gift, or talent if you keep practicing. Maybe not in the absolute sense, but it's a general truth that most people accept and experience, that if you practice, you're going to get better, right? So Solomon is the author of Proverbs, who is the son of David. And these were written during his kingship of Israel. In verse 1, that's basically what verse 1 is telling you. And this in 1 Kings 3 and 2 Chronicles 1, God says to Solomon, "Ask what I shall give thee." And Solomon asked for wisdom and knowledge and understanding and judgment and things. And that's what the Proverbs is all about, basically, is what God gave Solomon. So I don't think anyone says that someone is more wise than Solomon. So, So we see that in verse 2, why Solomon wrote numerous proverbs. He wanted to impart wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on how we should live our lives. In verse 3, he gives us examples of what kind of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding he is wanting to impart. So he talks about judgment, justice, equity. If we heed these proverbs, the result is we will live in righteousness, being just, judging correctly, and being fair in all aspects of our lives. And you can see the definitions on the screen of justice, judgment, wisdom, equity, and things. In verse 4 through 6, it explains who the proverbs are meant for. The first group of people are called, or what Solomon calls, the simple. This simply means people of low stature who have no education and the ignorant or naive. These people do not engage in critical thinking, rather by choice or by lack of education. They do what the culture says that should be done and what their body tells them is right. Solomon wants to impart subtlety to these. Subtlety means the ability to govern and discipline oneself by the use of reason, skill and good judgment in the use of resources, caution or circumspection as the danger or risk, a refinement of thought or argument. So he's wanting to make the simple and naive not simple and not naive, right? So the next group of people are what he calls young men. Young people need more guidance than any. It's a time where they are learning so much and have no true experience yet. They need to know how to discern, and that's exactly what Solomon wants to impart to them. Discretion. Don't just jump into something before you really take the time to think about it all the way through. I think a lot of people do this, even not just young people, but people in general. They jump into something without thinking through the consequence of what could happen. Always think through to the conclusion of the matter. But not only these, in verse 5, Solomon says the Proverbs are not only for these, but also for the wise, because only a true wise person continues to increase in learning. Even wise men must hear and not think themselves to be too wise to learn. The second half of this verse says that if you have understanding, you will attain into wise counsels. So you will be the one to give good advice. You will give counsel to others. A wise person is not just good for themselves, but also good for others for this reason. So, we go to wise people, or people that we think that are wise, to help us in our decisions. And that's why wise people are so good. It's not just for themselves in their own lives, but also to help others in their lives as well. Verse 6 continues and explains a wise person will understand a proverb and its interpretation and understand other riddling statements. In conclusion, these proverbs Solomon wrote to be passed down are for all to live a life well lived, for the bad to become good and wise, and the good to become better and wiser. I hope you continue with me in this journey to gain knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through God's Word, specifically in Proverbs. I hope this encouraged you to get into Proverbs and get some wisdom, because I know I want all I can get. Hit that like button if you like what you see. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up with all the videos that I'm making, and share the video. Go ahead, hit that share button. Give some other people some good stuff. I'm the WordNerd, and this is Counting the Cost Ministries. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. God bless.